Good morning, students. Today I'm going to be walking you through a lesson about facts and opinions. Now, you might already know the difference between facts and opinions, but by the end of today, you are going to be able to tell me the difference between what is a fact and what is an opinion, as well as determine if statements are facts or opinions, either very obvious ones or online. And then finally, you should be able to determine how facts and opinions can sway us in media and how it applies that way. So let's get started. What is a fact? A fact is something that is always true about a subject. Facts can be tested or proven through research. We can find facts in books, online, or even in our own research that we are doing. And finally, facts cannot be denied. Look for clues to what a fact could be. Facts might include something like data or research points, so something like 56% of something. This is a good indicator. These are statistics. They are either tested with science or through research, and we could even prove this in our own research if we were to look up if it's true or not. Another thing to look for clues, the second one, is what I like to call an as-is statement. This is this, right? So this would be a good example of a fact. The president attended the White House dinner. That would be an example. Some examples of facts that we could look at. Dogs need food and water to survive. Most species on Earth do. We could look it up. We could do some research and find this is true. The sky is blue. That is a fact, most of the time. And finally, the Earth is round. These are all facts. They are always true, or with the sky, mostly true. But they can be tested or proven through research, and they cannot be denied. What is an opinion? An opinion is what someone thinks or feels about a subject. Opinions cannot be proven because they are thoughts or feelings. We can't prove what someone's thinking, and they can be different from someone else. So think back to perspectives. Not everyone has the same perspective and experience. So they can vary person to person. Look for clues. Some very obvious sentence starters would be like thought sentences or thought statements. Sometimes having persuasive words. So look for clues like I believe, it's obvious, and they should. So these are good indicators if a sentence starts with a thought word or something like that, that it could be opinion. So something like these clues. Some examples of opinions. Dogs make the best pets. Everyone should learn media literacy. And social studies is my favorite class. All of these offer up a different perspective, so someone else could possibly feel differently. So this makes these statements opinions. So let's give it a try, now that you know the differences between facts and opinions. On the following slide, we're going to look at some facts and opinions, and you need to tell me, are they facts, opinions, or keep an eye out, they could be both. So let's start with this first one right here. Harry S. Truman was the President of the United States. Is this a fact or opinion? If you said fact, you are correct. Moving on to the second one. Truman was the best president of the United States. Is this a fact or opinion? Right, it's an opinion. So this one, maybe not everyone thinks. This offers up a perspective. maybe not everyone thinks Truman was one of the best presidents of the United States. Someone could have liked Ronald Reagan. I don't know. This next one is a little bit tricky. Johnny Carson, the greatest talk show host of all time, became the host of The Tonight Show in 1962. Think about this one. This one is both, because this first part of the sentence right here, Johnny Carson, the greatest talk show host of them all, that's an opinion. That offers up a perspective. Someone could have thought Johnny Carson was not the greatest talk show host of them all. But the second part, when he became the host of The Tonight Show in 1962, that's a fact. We could look that up and see if it's true. Let's hop over to the next part of the list. Joining the Army is the best way to learn a job skill. Fact or opinion? It's an opinion. So not everyone has been in the Army. And this also offers up a perspective. So someone could feel differently. That's an opinion. The next one. Every cook needs to become familiar with basil, which is a member of the mint family. Think about which part of the sentence we could test and which part offers up a perspective. So if you said both, you're correct. This first part offers up perspective. Every cook needs to become familiar with basil. Some people might not feel the same way. And then the second part, we could definitely research and find out if it's true if basil is a member of the mint family. And finally, Hawaii is in the Pacific Ocean. Does this offer up a statement that can be researched, or does it offer up perspective? If you said fact, you are correct. So good job. Hopefully you had a okay time determining fact and opinion. You will get more practice in your homework, don't worry. So fact and opinion in the media. Here's a video that's going to explain how facts and opinions can be influential in the media. Let's pay close attention because as our world becomes more and more integrated into technology, media definitely can influence us. And the line between facts and opinions are actually being kind of blurred.
Understanding the news used to be simpler. Newspapers, radio, and TV usually made a clear distinction between objective fact that can be proven and opinion crafted by their writers and producers. They used terms like editorial, op-ed, and commentary to distinguish opinionated content from more objective reporting. But over the years, the internet has helped blur the line between fact and opinion in the media. Now there are virtually limitless sources creating content online, and terms like editorial and op-ed have all but faded away. There's also no vetting process or authority that requires anyone to mention if their online content is fact or opinion. Just to be clear, opinions are not inherently bad things when it comes to reporting the news. They can provide new context or a different perspective. Opinions have also played an influential part in history, such as when news anchor Walter Cronkite shared his personal views on the Vietnam War in 1968. Of course, perspectives like that were typically designated as opinion. But these days, we seem to have lost some of our ability to detect opinion-based material if it isn't properly labeled. Unfortunately, there are content creators out there who are happy to take advantage of that. They mix opinions in with a few facts to make their perspective seem more credible. This helps fire up your emotions and keep you engaged with their content. At this point, you may be thinking that you could tell the difference between fact and opinion. Well, it may be harder than it looks. A Pew Research study created 5 factual statements and 5 opinion statements, and then asked people to identify which was which. Out of 5,000 adults, only 35% correctly identified all 5 opinion statements, while only 26% identified all of the factual statements. That means the vast majority either saw facts as opinions or accepted opinions as fact. Misinterpretations like these could easily lead to confusion and difficulty in discussing the news with others. The study also found that people were more likely to view an opinion as fact if that opinion matched their existing beliefs. The blur between fact and opinion likely won't get better anytime soon, so it's up to us to spot the difference. For instance, watch out for statements that may seem factual, but are actually opinions that favor a certain perspective. And while you may still find terms like editorial every now and then, don't rely on them to help you distinguish fact from opinion. Finally, avoid news sources that care more about stoking your anger and fears over reporting objective news. Though it may be difficult, recognizing fact and opinion in the media can make a tremendous impact on how you see the world.
Right, so with the blurring line between fact and opinion, and it not being so clear which one is which, excuse me, here are some statements or sentence starters that you can look out for in the media for fact and opinion. So, clues for looking for facts: look for reports that are confirming something, scientists discovering things, referring to test results, and an investigation demonstrating. Remember, these are examples of as-is statements that I talked about earlier. They are saying that something confirms something, that this is true. It is absolute. So it is as it is. So these are examples of facts. Then look for clues of opinions. Look for people claiming things, viewpoints, a report arguing something. Remember, this report one is a little confusing, and so is this last one. So many scientists suspect that. So these kind of they kind of sound kind of like scientists have recently discovered. The key difference is if scientists are suspecting something, that means that they are speculating. That means they're offering up a perspective. So they're not 100% sure of that. So that is an opinion. So keep that in mind as you go through and you learn about facts and opinions, and when you try your practice on which is a fact and opinion. All right, that is all that I have for you today. I hope that you have a great day. I miss you, and I will see you next week.